really do want to thank Getty because I really enjoyed the presentation. We've been doing it for, I missed the one that you worked with in Illinois, but I certainly hope that you continue forward with this. And the Swedish American Green Alliance that we do here, I want to make sure that we get as many people coming from the U.S. as possible for the next position as well. I'm really glad to see some of the other people I've met through the program here. Greg Masters here in Minnesota. John is here as well. And then I've got some newcomers today as well, which I'm really glad to meet. So one thing we do at the U.S. Embassy, just for the Swedish people as well as the Americans, is with the Swedish American Green Alliance. We work very hard when you have a new partnership between a company, a university, a city, a municipality in the U.S., and one here in Sweden, like here in Lidköping. We really grab a hold of that, and we promote it very intensively through our channels, our media channels, okay? Our ambassador, by the way, our old ambassador is gone now. We have a new ambassador coming around about in November, and even our ambassador is very much involved in this. Tomorrow, as it is, we meet with the State Secretary for Ministry of Enterprise about the same program. I'm going to tell them about this program, about this, and what we can do in terms of promoting more U.S. companies and U.S. municipalities working on this program as well. This is, I think this is the first U.S.-Swedish partnership structure that I've found. This is in Austin, Texas, and it was built in 1854 by a Swedish pioneer. And there in this, by the way, this house is very energy efficient. It uses no outside energy whatsoever. It probably used, at best, they burned some wood in the backyard or something like that. It's on the outskirts of, it was on the outskirts of Austin, Texas, and everybody liked it so much that we moved it right into the center of town, to this beautiful park in the center of Austin. And it is a showpiece there now, in these gardens there. So if you ever go to Austin, Texas, you can see one of the first, or one of the last Swedish pioneer houses to be left in the United States right there. So, moving, oh yeah, not the pointer, but the forward button.
Yeah, that's what we're going to have to do.
Okay, so we move forward now 150 years, or 160 years, and we just installed this geothermal pump into the residence for the ambassador early this year, in February of this year. And it was done by a Swedish company. And one reason we do this is because not just here in Sweden, but throughout Europe, we have something called the League of Green Embassies. And we're working very hard to get as much energy efficiency and energy savings to the residences and embassies that we have in Europe, okay? And this is actually mandated by President Obama back in the United States. He is really very concerned about energy savings, not in federal buildings, but throughout the United States. The fact of the matter is, and it's already been emphasized by Chet here today, that the real work is done in the municipalities and with the cities in the United States. And there's something on the order of 1,100 cities in the United States that approve the Kyoto Protocol. And these cities continue forward with their very progressive clean tech solutions that a lot of times is not reported in the news, but they're there. They're there. This is something else we did with the embassy most recently, and this is with a Wisconsin company called Brud Lighting, or another subsidiary, Beta LED Lighting. And we asked the company if they would install LED lighting on the perimeters around the embassy, and which they did. And then they partnered up with some other municipalities here, and they were also making great progress installing tunnel lighting and street lighting in several other municipalities So again, this came out of this Lead Green Embassies work that we're doing to improve energy efficiency within the embassies and other buildings that we own here in Sweden, elsewhere in Europe as well. Always going the wrong way. This way. So this is our former ambassador serving pancakes here. By the way, I understand that Swedish for serving pancakes is making trouble or making something like that. So anyway, that's what we were doing there. In Woodbro, by the way. Or this may have been Linköping. We've reached out to a number of different cities here, and I want to put Linköping on the map at some point, okay? And this truck that you see right here, which is called Vantage, again, we're trying to bring cities and municipalities and industry together. This is manufactured in Southern California. It's a small utility electric vehicle that comes in from California, and which is sold here in Sweden, which is used in various places here in Sweden. We use it when we, as much as possible as we can, when we go on these road trips that the embassy has, these embassy in a box road trips, and they're a lot of fun. And we encourage the municipalities to work with us so that when we go there, we work with the universities, we work with some of the local media channels, and we also work with businesses. Again, build these partnerships between U.S. companies and universities and ourselves. These are a few of the places we've gone to. Actually, we have not gone to Trollhättan as yet, or Karlstad. However, I do want to talk briefly about Karlstad. One of the other types of work that we do here is when we support Swedish companies with foreign direct investments in the United States. So in Karlstad, there's a Finnish-Swedish company by the name of IBED. And at the end of last year, well, beginning with when the governor of Michigan, Jenny Granholm, we started working on this with IBED. And they are building what is the U.S.'s first foundry in the United States in 50 years. It's for manufacturing windmill components. And how all this works, by the way, is that in different states, you have different key people in municipalities that are really align themselves with Sweden. And we work a lot with these key people. And for today, for example, you have key people here in the United States that align themselves very closely with Sweden. In Michigan, it happens to be an honorary Swedish council by the name of Lenny Johansson. And he's very ambitious about getting as many Swedish contacts over to Michigan as possible. We also have in Georgia, for example, we work very closely there with several organizations in Georgia. And Georgia, oddly enough, has some of the largest number of Swedish investments in that state. They have over 60 Swedish companies operating in Georgia. And this goes back to biomass again, because Georgia is one of those states that has an incredible amount of biomass, southern/pine, and it's sustainable. And most recently, there was a company in Sweden, BMC, that worked with the German company RBE to do a $150 million investment in building a very, very big pelletizing plant there, $150 million pelletizing plant. And the odd part about this is probably going to be hard for you people to understand here, but and it's even hard for me to understand. It reminds me a little bit of the way I work with Japan. But all of the product, which is 750 tons of wood pellets, is all exported back to Europe as green coal. So, what goes through my mind, I'm sure yours as well, is like, why don't they go ahead and try to keep a little bit of that in the United States? But as it is, it probably works for RBE to ship all that stuff back to Europe and make money that way. So, anyway, it's a good project. It is a focus on biomass. And I certainly hope it sort of orients the U.S. a little bit more onto the use of biomass for biofuels and some of the states where they produce a lot of biomass. don't forget about, like, Renee made a very good presentation today on the work that she does with Rockford and from Leadership to Rockford. And as you move forward with partnerships here, the other thing that we do here is we work very closely with these big Swedish companies that already have a lot of vested interest in the U.S. And most of these companies have very, very high interest levels in renewable power and energy efficiency, okay? So right now, we work with most of these companies, from Ericsson down to Electrolux and ABP. ABP has done something like $6 billion worth of investments in the last couple of years in smart grids in the United States. Okay, so we work very closely. Involved with us a lot of fuel efficiency in trucks, and it owns Mack trucks in the United States. General Electric works very, very closely with Skanska on building energy efficiency, both here in Sweden as well as in the United States. So don't forget about these big, as you move forward here in building up these partnerships between municipalities, between companies, don't forget about the vested interest that the large Swedish companies already have there. And these people would be very interested in any type of partnerships that you're thinking about building in the United States and actually expand their businesses here in the United States as well. And not to talk too much about Michigan, because I don't think I had anybody from Michigan. But anyway, these are a lot of federal funding, which also turned up a lot of state funding from Michigan, which brought them a lot because of the decaying automobile industry there originally. So a lot of the money went there, and they're using these federal funds and state funds to help re-energize the automotive market with advanced systems like electric vehicles and batteries and things like that. So for what that's worth, it's still out there. The Department of Energy, my next slide here, when it comes to biomass pilot plants in the United States, I think the Department of Energy has something like 25 pilot plants for biomass in the United States, okay? So, whereas it's not possible for a Swedish company to go directly to DOE, Department of Energy, and say, hey, what about a pilot plant here? Certainly you can find a U.S. partner that you may want to be able to work with if you're interested in doing biomass pilot plants. The Department of Energy, despite all the rumors of the problems with photovoltaics and things like that, they're still working right ahead with helping with funding and loans for renewable power and energy efficiency projects throughout the United States, vast amounts. So keep that in mind as well. And we work with them very closely as well. So back to our original partnership here, and to keep my presentation short today. This is a good partnership from 110 years ago. We want to keep it going. Okay, so with your help, I hope we can. More municipal partnerships, like the one that you're working on. More company partnerships, more university partnerships as well, because that contributes to what in terms of commercializing university R&D into energy efficiency and renewable power sector. So with that, once again, I want to thank Carrico for the program today. Thank you.
Is there any questions to Frank? I think we have John for that actually. I think you need an umbrella in Stockholm as well.
And so for our visitors from the United States, as well as for the Swedish companies that are here today, if you have something that you're doing as a partnership, do send it to me, because we'll help you if you're looking for additional exposure on this. We'll help you get it.